Welcome to Pride Against Prejudice, a Shadowrun 4th edition actual play podcast.
Hi, I'm Simon and I'm playing Huggy Bear.
Hi, I'm Al and I'll be playing Maverick.
Hi, I'm Jack and I play Toyga.
Hi, I'm Michael and I'll be playing Sunshine.
And my name is Rhydian, I'm the GM.
Nope, my name's Kerry and I'm the GM.
Hang on, wait, that's my job. Alright then, we have a guest GM. If you would like any bonus content, a link to our living campaign map can be found in the show notes, along with a link to our Discord where you can get occasional bonus episodes, and if you'd like to add locations to the map or just ask us questions, you're welcome to join us there. If you stick about for a few seconds at the end of the episode, we also have a question for you as well. Following content may contain themes and materials not suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised. Before we dive into the episode, here's some pay data on another one of the Shadowrun podcasts out there for you to listen to.
2081 has been a hell of a year for St. Louis, Missouri. An astral anomaly left a 2-mile radius around downtown a toxic hellscape, and the residents have been left to pick up the pieces, but the hits just keep on coming. At the center of it all are the glitches, a shadowrunning team made up of Bianca the Face, aka Eris, Val the Technomancer, aka Binary, Joe the Muscle, aka Collateral, and Jet the Sneak Thief, aka, well, Jet. Some of us are better than others at sticking to a code name. The girls attempt to navigate the criminal elements of the St. Louis streets, all while looking out for themselves, each other, and the people they love.
If you want more of the glitches, feel free to drop into the Gamers Table Discord or check us out on the socials at Resting Glitchface. You can find us on all major podcatchers or check out our Patreon. Thanks for listening.
Who the frag were those guys? Well, the team have the disc, and Kerwin in hand. Now they just need to make sure it's got the right data on it. Lurzog should be able to help with this. If the team can sober them up, that is.
Alrighty, so I believe you were all heading then towards Lurzog's Vera Stuffer Shack.
Yeah, because I'm going to pick up some...
You're doing the Munchie run.
Yeah, because Lurzog is going to be not in great shape when he gets there.
I mean, you know that I can just de-high people with my touch, yes?
Can you take away the munchies?
Yes?
Can you take away the Munchies without food?
No. If you're actually hungry, I can't do anything about that, but if it's
Then
an effective drug, I can just sort of reach over and boop snap Mav on the snoot, I can just do that and you're fine.
We may well need that. I don't know that they've necessarily taken an overdose, but I think they were over-enthusiastic.
Yeah, so we'll just do a little like Huggy gets a boop as well. Just do that, they'll be fine. Boop, 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 boop.
You can't boop Huggy, she's in a bigger cocoon.
So I'm booping part of the bigger cocoon then. Just
You shouldn't boop Mav, he's dangerous.
boop, boop, boops for Mav. I just had a lot of stim patches whacked on me. I'm a little bit loopy.
Yeah, I think it's you're maybe it's partly the bloodlust and partly the stim patches. Also, we should probably get you some help as well.
I'll be fine.
You might crash at some point. We'll need to work out how long until you do.
When I do, I'll just Huggy. You can just like piggyback me around the place like you do when I usually crash or collapse from blood loss.
I wish that wasn't something that we had so much experience.
We shouldn't have a plan for that.
I mean, if you cut 2 leg holes in the bottom of a backpack, you could make one of those baby carrier things for me.
I mean, at this point, you've only got 2 bits of damage, because you'd healed most of it.
I'll be fine.
It's stun, because the stim packs only last for about an hour and then they wear off. And then you get the stun that was healed, plus another box for each stim patch used.
Fair enough.
So if you use multiple ones, it gets hilarious.
And you suddenly kill yourself with the crash.
Yeah, so I'll be going up to 8 points of stun.
Right.
You'll be fine, as long as you don't need to roll anything.
I'll be fine.
could always take a pause and have a sleep.
Yeah, but then Lurzog might, try and lick a light bulb on the surface of the Empire State Building.
Huggy is going to Lurzog. If the others want to be dropped off somewhere, we can drop everybody
No,
off.
we're gonna finish this run before Tiger crashes.
Right.
This may require extra stim patches if the run does not go the correct shape.
Anyway, yes, we're going to Lurzog, which means taking us through fresh kills. But then everybody here has seen fresh kills before.
I mean, I've not seen worse, but I've seen fresh kills before.
Do you want to describe it a wee bit, Huggy?
Fresh kills is a warren of... The majority of it is cargo crate houses that have been around long enough now as people have actually started properly modifying them, cutting windows into the sides, padding the walls so that it's not quite so cold in winter. But the whole place is a shanty town. And it's built out into what was once a swamp and then was a landfill and now is a shanty town. And you can imagine how pleasant it is to exist in that space. The smell isn't actually as bad as you would expect, because most of the trash that the place was built on is long decayed. But there's, the ground is still made up of little bits of plastic bag and, the stuff that doesn't decay. There's a few people who how they make their living is, rifling through the trash, trying to find bits of, old phones, bits of wiring, stuff like that they can recycle for money. The whole place has... It's called the Fresh Kill Warrens for a reason. The whole place is kind of crawling. There's people and a fairly sizable community of devil rats. Fresh Kills has an appreciable population of devil rats. Put it that way.
Fun statistic for everyone. In New York, for every one person, there are 3 rats, and for every person, there is 1/3 of a devil rat.
I mean, I think that those numbers are probably higher in fresh kills. Something more like 1-to-1. You don't go out at night in fresh kills without some kind of protection. And that's not just because of the rats. This place is a gang heaven. Mostly Trog gangs, because fresh kills is almost entirely trolls and orcs. There's a few people of other meta types who live here are the extremely unlucky who have been kicked out of everywhere else. Fresh kills is a shithole. But for Huggy and for a few other people there, it is their shithole. And she in particular looks after it. Her job, insofar as she has one, is looking after the community that is fresh kills and making sure that people have, so far as can be, managed, running water, access to clean water, electricity, that sort of thing.
Huggy is like a pillar of the local community. If you need a favor from anyone in Fresh Hills, I'm friends with Huggy probably would grant you a fair bit of weight.
Huggy is a pillar of the community because the community wasn't built tall enough and our shoulders reached the ceiling.
2.
It's kind of hard to build tall when you're building a landfill.
One of the most interesting places in the north of the Fresh Kills is where what the people in Fresh Kills call Little Venice.
Oh no.
It's the shanty town of the shanty town. It's built out onto the swamp, with piles driven into the water and then rough structures built on top of them. But given how unstable everything is, every few weeks, one of these shacks will topple over and fall into the water. And then someone will scavenge what they can from the bits and try and build something else, using the collapsed shack as foundations.
Fair.
All over Fresh Kills, the ground is not stable. So building anything taller than 3 or 4 stories is pretty much impossible. And anytime somebody gets a little bit too ambitious, the building starts to sink.
Is it safe to drive the van across the roads here?
Oh yeah. We mostly cover the roads with the solider pieces of trash. So the roads are somewhat like metal roads, but with, non-biodegradables.
Alrighty, so you were gonna go via a stuffer shack?
Yeah.
You wanted to head there now?
Yeah, that's the plan. Right, so we're going to go into the stuffer shack. I'm going to get one each of the Solrito flavors. And a lot, like a 4-liter bottle of the cheapest cola I can get my hands on.
Is there like a mycoprotein tea or coffee, or like a krill protein tea or coffee?
And there's soy calf.
Do you really want to be in a van with me after I've had soy calf?
Oh, it's for you. Never mind.
There might be a dusty box of krill tea bags lurking at the back of a bottom shelf somewhere.
I will risk it.
Fair. The stuffer shack guy kind of has a dig around and goes, you're in luck. There's like 1 pack left.
Most splendid.
Can't guarantee it's in date.
Like, Torga sort of checks the out-of-date thing, like the expiry date, says, "This went out of date on the year of my birth. How much is a cup of hot water?"
2 new yen.
Here are 2 of my new yen. Just sort of slots the cred stick in and back out, and then puts the tea bag in it and takes a sip.
You're not gonna let it steep for any time?
I really don't want to risk it. Tell you what, I've drank worse things.
Sunshine is just staring in awe at the NERP's display and going, wow. Things people spend money on.
Yeah, don't look too long at it. Find yourself buying one.
Yeah, no, some of these things have really high-level glamours on them. You don't actually need them, but they make you think that you do.
That explains a lot.
I don't think any of this stuff... If it had a high-level glamour on it, it would be behind bars.
You underestimate how cheap and easy a high-level glamour is, Huggy.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Magic was,
People have put that stuff into makeup.
It's the shelf itself that has the glamour. Once you actually get it back out into your vehicle, you look at it and go, why the frag did I buy this? And the guy behind the counter just points to the no refund sign.
So, you want high-level glamour, and, Toyga snaps his fingers and makes a phantasm of, a troll, a well-known male troll model, doing a pose and winking at Huggy, and then he disappears.
What the fuck was that?
Dead easy and 30 seconds of concentration is what it was. Right, let's go visit your weird high friend before I collapse.
Yeah, let's do that. And before they collapse as well.
Yeah, fair.
Hey, do you guys think we should have got something for Kerwin?
No. He's payload.
A wash, maybe? A shower? Is there a shower pod in here which we can shove him in?
I mean, I was thinking more along as getting a soy cap or something, but then again, we can't risk him having the same allergies as me, so,
He's payload. Payload doesn't get coffee.
Also, I'm not giving him anything that increases his likeliness to urinate, given that my van already smells of piss.
If he pees any more, he's going to start desiccating. I can get peeing yourself in a state of terror. I've seen this many times, but 3 times in one day, my guy. You really want to be seeing a continence specialist? Maybe start taking some anti-androgens, possibly?
I mean, do you really think that he can afford that? Look at him.
We're having this conversation in full, he can see and hear us. Yeah, no, he is rather a pathetic specimen. Do they sell, adult diapers in Stuffer Chat?
Probably.
Look, somebody grab a pack of, antiseptic wipes.
Oh, they have a high absorbency urine spray, according to the app. You spray it where the pee is and it gets rid of the smell.
Is that not, for cats?
House pets, it says? It's basically a house pet.
This isn't my house.
Yeah, but, it's an extension of your home.
Not really. I could live out of this van, I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, it's a little bit of your home that you carry around with you, and then you take it back to the rest of your home. Effective on carpets, soft furnishings, and other plush objects, like teddy bears, I guess.
I don't think that No, because the van isn't plush mostly.
Yeah, plastic mostly.
Wait, you didn't put him on one of the seats, did you?
No, he's on the floor. You don't put pets on the seats.
Okay, good. Then, yeah, it just needs something that wipes up the floor.
Available in 3 distinct scents: cotton fresh, sea breeze, and a fresh workshop, with hints of wood, oud, and fresh oil.
We have collected a pack of, like, person vibes and floor vibes to kind of clean up his mess a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
Huggy, if you play FORNEW and Extra, you can get, like, the wood shop scented room spray.
I'm reasonably confident that that is also a glamour.
Wood shop scent? Hang on, why do I want this so much?
Because you're weak-willed and foolish, Tiger. It's not glamour.
I'm honestly surprised that the glamour is working that well on you.
So am I, honestly. The Stuffer Shack is a den of dark and devious sorcery. Let's get into the van and go visit your weird high friend.
Onwards.
I will accept high, I will not accept weird.
Are you going to tell me that Lurzog is an entirely, like...
Oh, no, I just think that any of us calling Lurzog weird is...
Pot calling kettle.
Yeah.
Yes, no, glass houses. Really need to get my
Lurzog
face
is
patched.
weird. I'll say it.
Okay, so you can, but that's just because you are entirely made of beige.
Yeah, no, like...
Ow! That hurts.
I mean, the team dad needs to be the boring one.
That is true.
Mav, I bet I can tell from one glance at you what colour your living room would be painted if you had the choice.
I have never had that choice, and I probably never will.
And, like, Toyga holds up his comlink and there's like a colour swatch from like Sixwell DFS on it.
Which colour? What are you holding up?
Vanta beige. A beige so beige it makes all other things around it beige. You could sit like... I don't know, if you sat Kerry down in a room with Vanta beige walls, you'd look away and look back and she'd be wearing like a suit jacket, a pleated skirt, hair in a bun, and she'd have changed her name to Jennifer Smiles.
Moving swiftly onwards, you pile back into the van and head to Lurzog's.
Yeah.
What happens next?
Well, when I get outside the ex-Stuffer Shack that is Lurzog's place,
There is a hell of a lot of noise. It sounds like a jet engine running inside a building.
oh, shit. I think they've got the jet engine running again.
Why do they have a jet engine?
Don't ask awkward questions that I don't know the answers to.
I feel that that's a very reasonable
I'm
question.
reasonably confident the two of us put that together while very, very drunk on hold. I am not sure that it won't explode.
Should we vacate the blast radius?
There's not much point.
How big is the... Right, let's go in and switch it off before... I don't know. They have to rebuild New York again.
It won't be the biggest explosion we've caused in the last months. Let's say that.
That is not reassuring, Bertha.
So you pile out and ring the doorbell?
Yeah.
Are we all going, or are we just sending Huggy?
Just Huggy first. I'll ask if you guys can come in later.
When you ring the doorbell, there's the Lone Star eyeball on a stick that just extends out the wall like it's the one at
Jabba's
Jabba's Palace. Yeah. And just this voice looks you up and down and goes, Huggy! Huggy! Why are you here?
Lurzog, first of all, I was hoping to get something from you, and second of all, to make sure that you're not dead.
I'm not! I'm making sausages! The eyeball just retracts, and there's the and the door starts opening.
Shit, what the fuck?
Sausages for the jet engine, oh god.
You gotta make sure they're properly cooked.
Mince it and then cooks it, and all in one convenient... Oh god, I know what's happened. They have taken apart the jet engine and turned it into a mincer, haven't they?
So, as you descend the steps down into the basement, there's It looks like a half-deconstructed Ares cargo drone, one of the ones the military uses for resupplying squads out in the field. He's turned it upside down. They've turned it upside down, rather. They've got one of the vector thrusts running. And could I get a perception check, please, Huggy?
That's 2 hits.
They were halfway through converting this into a racing drone, and now they seem to be doing a fry-up on one of the jet engines that they've got running.
Lurzog, I'm reasonably confident that the safety should have kicked in before the outside of that got red hot.
It's fine. I turned them off. The extractor's on.
Lurzog, if that thing explodes, it's going to take half of Fresh Kill's visit.
But sausages.
Okay, let's get these sausages into you.
Cooked over kerosene.
I don't think that's kerosene. I think it maybe heard about kerosene at one point in its lifetime, but I don't think this thing is running on kerosene anymore.
Are they sausages or sausages?
You think I can afford the real thing? Who the hell are those people, Huggy?
They're my running team. Do you mind if I bring them in?
They're not the fuzz, so I don't give a frag.
Oh, they are definitely not the fuzz. Oh, God, no. I'll try and see if I can't manage to get some food into Lurzog before this thing explodes.
I
Negotiation check?
yeah.
Meta-human handling?
roll me.
Unarmed combat?
Roll me charisma plus edge.
Charisma plus edge. That's 5 dice. That's 1 hit.
Defenders win ties. Lurzog got 1 hit.
Oh, God.
So, no. The sausages are not yet cooked.
God.
Or at least Lurzog believes them to be not cooked. They are in fact charred little black things that have stuck to the pan.
The problem is that they keep getting new sausages out. Because, but that one's burnt, so I'll put more sausages on, because they're burnt.
Oh no.
And they're distracted, and they have an industrial extractor in this place.
Oh, God.
Why did we buy all of those soy Ritos? Are they just going to sit in the van with Kerwin, or... Oh shit, did we lock the van? Kerwin might escape.
He's not in a fit state to go anywhere. Roll me automotive mechanic, please, Huggy.
Oh, that's 0 hits. I can't...
No. You've no clue how to turn this thing off.
Right, so Huggy is just haphazardly kind of trying to shepherd Lurzog around the place and failing miserably.
When they realise what's happening on, Lurzog just throws a spanner at you.
Oh god.
It's a friendly throwing a spanner at you. They weren't aiming for your head.
Lurzog has probably hit me with worse things.
Perhaps you show them the soyritos, which are not burnt.
Yeah, I will get I will kind of put down the bag carefully to one side. And be like, look, Lurzog, while the sausages are cooking, why don't you have one of these?
Oh, awesome! And they rip open the bag and start eating one, and yeah, they're now totally ignoring the drone and just stuffing their face.
I've also got the bottle of cheap cola in there as well, just to sort of get some of the fluids back that I'm reasonably confident they've lost.
I mean, there has been a jet engine running in here, albeit with an extractor.
Alright, now let's see if I can get this thing turned off.
Yeah, do you want to try rolling aeronautics mechanic instead?
That's 1 hit.
That's enough to turn it off.
Right, okay. I'm going to leave the extractor running for the moment. And I'm going to sort of sidle over to Teuger and go, you know how you said you could sober them up? Could you get that to happen sometime in the very near future before they turn anything else on?
Is it safe to go near them? Are they going to throw spanners at me? I'm not good at dodging.
While they're eating, you should be fine.
So Teuger just goes up and sits next to them and does a sort of kisses the tips of index and middle finger and then taps Lurzog on the forehead. And casts Detox.
Do you have infiltration at all? Oh, never mind. I got 0 hits on that roll.
For purposes of that, yes, but I'm happy to roll.
Yeah, you only need 1 hit then.
I got 5 hits. So yeah, there's like a little flash of gold light. Do you know how like cats will do that weird shivery thing sometimes that they do? That makes sense?
Yeah.
Lurzog sort of does that, and then all the negative effects of the drug just suddenly gone.
They're kind of lying down on the floor and they look up at you and just their eyes shoot open. They just look at you and go, "You bastard!"
I'm very sorry, but it is an emergency.
I was enjoying that. You absolute slot face. Huggy, never take this one round here again.
Lurzog, first of all, when we're not working, this one's a lot of fun. So I think that I will try and persuade you that this one can be a lot of fun some other time. You can come over to mine, and the three of us can get extraordinarily high. Secondly, you were running a jet engine in stores.
I had the extractor on. We're not gonna choke.
Both of us know that extractor is only slightly less dangerous than that jet engine.
We live in fresh kills. Going outside is worse.
Live being the active part of that sentence.
Not if we go outside.
Fair enough.
Have you seen the gangs around here? It's a wonder I make it to the Stuffer Shack.
You don't often make it to the Stuffer Shacks. That's what you have me for.
That and the steel links.
Yeah, okay, that's also very handy.
Oh God, I feel like ass. Why did you have to? Oh, I feel like I've been dragged out of somebody's hoop backwards. Oh,
I think I did the spell wrong. You should feel great after what I did to you.
You should feel absolutely fine, like normal, like you've woken up from the best night's sleep ever.
I'm sober.
Yeah, that's okay. Tell you what, we got some Perg as well.
You could ask about the thing before you give him some more drugs.
Hey.
Sorry, before you give them more drugs.
They go over to the fridge and open it and pull out a can of beer and crack it and just take a massive swig. And they point at Toiger and say, "You ain't getting one."
I mean, that's fair. You don't want me having Soyweiser. It ended poorly.
We'll need to turn the extractor back on.
Also, Huggy, if I go out drinking with you two, I am not getting another tramp stamp. One from the chainsaws was enough, thank you.
I didn't hear about this.
What?
Anyway, no, I'm getting
which
distracted.
case-
I'm getting distracted.
Ask about the disc.
Lurzog, do you have something that we can play our mini disc on? I take the mini disc out and show it to them.
Frag me. Where'd you get this? Your granddad? With Trog's great-granddad?
We liberated it from a guy that I currently have tied up in my van.
Huh. Ain't gonna keep shame. I'll go have a look in the back. So they just sort of toss it onto a workbench and disappear off into the back room. It's like wire racks of stuff, like miscellaneous electronics, broken drones, things that Lurzog found in the street and thought were useful and or looked cool. And eventually they come out with like a little blue square electronic device and say, "We'll probably play on that if it's not fragged."
Right. How much do you want for it?
I mean, we only need it run once. We just need to check.
Yeah, we only needed the once, but we came here and we sobered up Lurzog, so I think we owe them.
I think Toiger owes them.
I requested,
and possibly you.
that, I'm not saying that we pay for it. I'm paying for it.
All right, I can do it for 200. I had some well, actually, no. You sobered me up 300. I had some antiques just sniffing around offering me more the other week, but he was a frag face.
So's Toiger.
Honestly, I'm surprised he got this far. So, yeah, sure. 300.
He got to the eyeball. I hosed him with gel rounds.
That's fair. Right, 300 you said, yeah?
Yeah.
Huggy takes out a cred stick, hands over 300.
Toiger gives Huggy 150 of
You
it.
sure? I can cover this.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. I feel very bad about ruining what was probably a very pleasant high. Again, it was an emergency. I am very sorry.
Can you get out of my workshop? I should probably actually finish working on this. Huggy, can you give me a hand on the chain hoist getting this turned over before you bugger off?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so let's check that this has actually got the information we want on it.
Does this mini disc player connect to a comlink?
It was made by one of those old companies called Sony. You think it works with anything else? They were asshats, man. They were worse than Horizon for proprietary bull.
Yeah, I'm probably going to have to dismantle the output section of this, haven't I?
It's got an aux cable.
Right, okay, that should work. Lurzog, do you mind me doing a bit of work in it here? I can give you a hand with other stuff at the same time.
Guys, can you not just go ferreting for the adapter and can we solve this problem quickly?
Why does this little box have a tail?
Pass it over here.
So it is possible to connect it to a comm link. The actual machine itself does have its own little speaker. I know theoretically it didn't in the past, but I'm arguing this one does.
Okay, speaker.
Mind divergence.
Yeah. So you should be able to try playing the disc.
Right, okay, then we try playing the disc.
Disc goes in.
Does this thing have power?
Does it have power?
They've got a power adapter. 5 minutes and it will.
Right.
So when you pop it in, for a few seconds you hear nothing. Then your ears are assaulted by a cacophonous mix of pops, crackles, and squeals, punctuated by the occasional loud blast of guitar or voice for just a couple of seconds at very low fidelity. It's obvious the disc contains some kind of music file, but there's no way you're going to make anything else out of it from the way it is currently. Lurzog has a wee listen and eventually goes, I think that's encrypted. I think.
Oh, frag me. Of fucking course it is.
I really hope Kerwin has the way to decorrupt this, because if not, I'm going to be kicking the shit out of him for no good reason.
Right, so the ears are going to have to break the decryption, which actually, this is probably pre-quantum decryption, so we might be able to do this just with the desktop. Sunshine, how confident do you feel with that?
Not very. For start, I don't have a decryption program.
Or this was probably encrypted by Kerwin. He probably has the decryption key.
Private he...
Doesn't this also mean Kerwin had a way... Kerwin must have had a way of playing this.
Yeah.
Possibly.
We got to drive around scenic Fresh Kills and meet Lurzog.
Is Kerwin in the back of the
Yep.
van?
Yep,
right
Kerwin
now?
is currently...
We could just go and have a little word with him.
Right, Mav, you get one ankle, I'll get the other. We'll hold him over that jet engine until he talks.
As you're looking at having this discussion, Lurzog comes over and listens to it and says, well, that's fragged. Give it here.
Hand it over.
They look at it for a few moments and then say, Huggy, stick it on the desk. There's some old speakers that I use occasionally on the side of the workbench.
The ones that are plugged into the projector.
Yeah, they'll do. This is going to take me a few minutes. You, big lad, they point to Mav. Put down whatever you're carrying and come with me.
I follow him.
I'll start rearranging the speakers.
So they take you down into the back room and they just hand you like an old milk crate that's had the bits where you'd put like the individual cartons in. They've smashed those out, so it's just like one box. And they're taking you round and they're just chucking wires into it, muttering. And occasionally they're climbing up the wire racks. And at one point you're stood with your back against one of the wire racks to stop it falling over. Lurzog's got 1 foot on your shoulder, 1 foot on your head, and is leaning in to get right to the back of something.
Mav looks exceptionally dignified during this process.
And eventually you've just got this box of cables, and they start walking out the storage area, and they look back at you and go, well, you coming then?
I continue following.
And they go back, sit down at the workbench, and they just point to the floor next to them and just say, stick it down there for me. And they just start going through these cables and daisy chaining them together, and there's other devices. There's like a digital to analog converter. They've got a stereo to mono in there, and a few other things you've never bloody heard of. But they do eventually get it to work with this appalling rat's nest of cable.
Does it produce...
No, but at this point what can be done is that the contents can be copied along with their encryption to a comlink.
Excellent. And then we can probably decrypt it in either the old-fashioned way or the modern way.
So while you guys are doing that, Flogger, having had nothing other to do, has gone back up to the van and is just sort of sat down cross-legged in front of Kerwin.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
So, no one else is here now. It's just you and me. Did you know that the file on that disk was encrypted, Kerwin? I'm going to say at this point I've got like 15 minutes before like all the drain comes out of nowhere and flattens me, so...
At this point, you're probably visibly shaking, but not yet so bad that you're about to fall over.
Got like the pinpoint benzodiazepine pupils.
Suspected it probably was.
Suspected, indeed. Do you know how to decrypt it, Kerwin?
I don't, but see that comment on the front about the absent friends?
Yes.
Well, try finding out about the Shadows. There were a band called the Shadows. Yeah. You wanna look up the Shadows. They were fairly big around that year.
Kerwin, I've got about 10 minutes before these stim patches wear off and I collapse. I'm going to pass this information along to my friends. Pray to whichever deities you hold dear that it leads them to a solution before I fully recover. Because if I fully recover and you have not helped us, I'll be telling that wood spirit you met earlier, try for irises next time.
Look, my dad left it to me, okay? I don't know. It looks valuable. If it's what I think it might be, it's probably valuable.
And what do you think it might be?
Just, I don't know. Just make me a negotiation.
I have that as a skill for once.
Yeah, make me a negotiation.
No hits.
Look, I don't know. Every time I tried to play it, it didn't. I couldn't get it to play. Just trust me. My dad was in the right business for this. Find out what you can about the Shadows. Look, maybe that, or there's the studios are still downtown somewhere. The Carrion Studios?
Carrion Studios, you say?
Yeah. Look, tech's not my thing. I didn't know how to get into it, so I can't tell you whether or not it's. All I can tell you is like, my dad used to work for Carrion Studios.
Go on.
Look, my dad was Clarence K-Spot Lomas. He used to run in the same circles as the Shadows, and if that JB stands for what I think it stands for, that shit is hot stuff.
And what do you think the JB stands for? I mean, you don't have to tell me. We'll find out eventually. I'm just trying to save us time, honestly.
Come on, I just need to sleep. Just let me. I really feel shitty.
You have a little sleep, Kerwin. I'm going to go have a word with my friends.
And he slumps and passes out.
Do I have Koshi stand over him to greet him when he wakes up? No, I don't. I don't have time for this. So I go back inside and sort of shout over at anyone who's listening. Hey, so I had a word with our new little friend. Apparently, we're to look into an old band called The Shadow. Oh my god, my handwriting is awful. We need to look into a band called The Shadows. There's a phrase written on the disc, which is another lead. And if all else fails, we're to go to Clarion Studios and ask after a Mr. Clarence K-Spot Lomas. These are all leads. If you excuse me, I'm going to go collapse now. Which pile of rusty metal looks the most inviting? That one!
Lurzog just yells over his shoulder at you. There's a hammock at the back.
Thank you, Lurzog. And then I go find a hammock to collapse into.
That is a lot more charitable than I expected you to be.
Well, if I didn't, he'd probably fall asleep on something I want in 10 minutes.
That is true.
Sunshine, do you want to have a go at trying to decrypt this?
I have neither the what's the skill that decryption runs on?
Runs off electronic warfare.
So I have electronic warfare at 1. I am not very good at this, to be perfectly honest, guys.
Also, this is non-optical. It's not encrypted by modern standards.
Right, tell you what, I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to pick up Decrypt.
Okay.
I'm not too shabby with electronics myself.
Any good at electronics warfare?
I do have electronics warfare.
Cool.
Okay. You're probably a better place to do this than me then.
12. What level are you getting it at?
Not the highest, obviously, because that's too expensive. So 1,500 for Decrypt 3.
Yep.
Which you can just get. I'll let you just get that.
Cool, I will get Decrypt 3 then.
Okay.
For 1,500.
Yeah.
Right, so just roll it.
Yeah, so can you give me it's an extended test.
Right.
Decrypt plus response.
So that 5 hits with my first roll.
Okay. So that's a minute goes by. Can I get you to keep rolling until I tell you to stop, please?
So that's one more hit on my 7th roll for a total of 16. How strong is this encryption? I'm starting to get worried now.
That's fine, that's enough. Your target was 16.
Bloody hell! That's harder to decrypt than modern rating 8 decryption.
What is this? Though the encryption algorithm used on this is not overwhelmingly complex by 2070 standards, it is unusual enough due to its age that modern day hackers might find it more difficult to crack than a comparable contemporary encryption.
Yeah, I'm trying to read a kind of code that I've never seen before, and then decrypt it.
It would be like you trying to deal with punch cards, Mav.
Okay, so you're successful in decrypting the file, but unfortunately there is actually another surprise. There's actually a double layer of encryption. Decrypting the first level, unfortunately, does prevent the second layer of decryption from working without destroying the file, which is immediately obvious to yourself once you get through that first layer. It's like a lock with 2 keyholes. A lock that will open slightly with 1 key, but requires both to be inserted simultaneously in order to open fully. However, all is not lost. This has gotten you something useful, namely the ability to play the files on the disk at a bandwidth high enough to actually reorganize the music. So you should be able to give it a wee bit of a listen again.
Right, yeah, let's see if we can actually hear the music on this.
So you all stand around staring at the speaker in anticipation. After a moment, the music begins to play. The pops and crackles are still there, and the quality hasn't got a whole lot better, but now you can clearly make out the melody and even some of the lyrics of the songs. The music is haunting, hard-edged rock with a moody, introspective tone, heavy on synths and melancholy atmospheric backgrounds. The singer is male, and his voice is perfect for this kind of sound. Deep, melodic, with just enough of a rough edge to it that you can tell he's been through a lot in his life. You recognise the style as one that hasn't been popular for several years, but even though it's not what you're used to, the sounds are infectious. You sit spellbound through 7 songs, each one the same blend of rock riffs and contemplative, angsty sadness. You feel like you're listening to somebody's psychoanalysis session set to music. The talent this person has is unmistakable. Does anyone have a music-y based knowledge skill at all?
Checking.
The closest I have is pirate trade broadcasts.
Literature, so no.
Closest I have is art. That's not great either.
No. Okay, Toyga, can you roll me a memory check, please?
Yeah, sure. 1 hit.
You vaguely think that this might be up Ember Street, but frankly, you're struggling to remember. Last time you met up with her, you two were very drunk.
I mean, I can give Ember a ring and...
Are you not asleep currently?
No, I'm in the hammock, but when you started playing the music, I dragged myself out of it and waddled over.
Fair enough.
I mean, it doesn't have to necessarily be you that calls.
Give me a second, I'm gonna call somebody who knows about this stuff. She's young, she knows music. So feel free to contradict me on this, Harry, but my headcanon was that, like, Toyga and Ember had met completely unrelated to Shadowrunning, like they'd ran into each other at a cafe or something.
Yeah.
And now, like, them and there's like a bunch of other Shadowrunners rolling a book club.
Yeah.
We all know each other as Shadowrunners, but it's a case of no, work stays at the door, and then we talk about, like, Pride and Prejudice or whatever.
Yeah, that works.
Super. Okay then. I phone Ember. Ring, 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 ring. Ring, 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 ring.
Tiger. Hello.
Hey Ember, I'm really sorry. I have used a lot of magic recently, and I've been shot a whole bunch. Look, if I could play you a bit of music, would you be able to tell me who was singing it and give me some information on it? It's from like 1948. It's... You know I don't... 1948, no, 2048. This is how out of it I am.
Wow, okay, I can try.
You know I don't do music.
Sure, I can use a break anyway.
Oh yeah, how's the corporate law thing going?
We're nearly there. I've got like 100 words to write.
You'll do fab.
So bored.
You'll do fab. I know, it's mind-numbing, but you only have to do it once. Listen, so you know I don't really do, like, music as a thing. It's more something that occurs around me.
I remember that conversation, yeah.
Yeah, when I say this is some of the most hauntingly beautiful art I've ever experienced, I hope that applies context. And then she gets sent like a copy of the file.
We absolutely do not want to send a copy of the file.
Yeah, so her sort of holds up like the earpiece of the comm link to the speakers and presses play.
So Ember listens for a while, and then you hear a somewhat strange, sort of strangled squeak of excitement. If I didn't know better, where the frag did you guys get this? Like, wow, okay,
First rule of book club, Ems, don't talk about work at book club.
If I didn't know better, I could have sworn that was Jet Black.
JB. Oh.
Like, he was phenomenally successful, like, a long time ago. Like, my dad loved him as well, but, like, he was one of the, like, he was a super early megastar. Kinda think Maria Mercurial, but, like, rock. His music's just, his music's beautiful. Oh my goodness. Like, I mean, it sounds like him, but I've never heard these before. But that voice, that's definitely that must be Jet Black. Can't be anybody else with a voice like that.
That would track with some additional information in my possession.
Damn, Toyga, like, you have to play this to me again at some point. It's gorgeous.
Tell you what, if you can get your hands on some more of that tea you brought last time, I might be persuaded to make break the first rule of book club.
Like, fragging deal. Like, oh my god. I swear, I mean, these are not anything I've heard before by him, and I know his back catalogue inside out, and this is, oh my goodness, this is like fragging gold dust, Toyga.
I'm beginning to grasp how important this is. Very, very, very interesting. Right, we need to find out... Would you believe that this is badly corrupted and badly messed up? We're going to find...
I can well imagine. Like, I can't. Normally, you can hear a lot more. Oh, his stuff works really well. It has like, there's normally a SimSense bit attached to it, and like you're missing that from this. But even then, that voice.
Yes, it's moving in a way I didn't think music could be. Once I get it fully decorrupted, I'll try and snag a few little recordings for you. Is there anything you know about this Jet Black chap that I might not be able to find on the Matrix?
I mean, he frequently toured with the Shadows.
There's that name again.
They were often on the same bill together. Yeah, he used to be in tight with a band called the Shadows. They were almost as big as he was back 20 years or so ago. What happened to them? Retired, probably doing the county fair circuit or something.
That is not the first time I've heard that band mentioned today.
You know, there was also like, I mean, I don't know, you know what Matrix is like, but I heard there was a rumor a couple of years ago that Jet Black wasn't actually dead. Supposedly committed suicide in like way back, but someone said he's not dead and he's still performing using a virtual Idoru so he can stay out of sight. Maybe he just doesn't want anybody to see he's gotten old. I don't know if I really believe it though.
I mean, stranger things have happened.
Yeah.
Is this going to be an Elvis isn't dead thing, or this guy is possibly still alive thing?
I don't know.
Aren't those the same thing?
No, because one of them is crazy people on the internet, Mav, and the other one is like a genuine, oh, this is going to cause work, I'm going to have to look into this thing.
Yeah, and I mean, like, he kind of disappeared. Presumed, like, everyone presumed he'd commit suicide. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know anything else other than that. But what I can do is I can send you his back catalogue. Anytime you want to come listen to it, like, I have so much of it.
I mean, if it's anything like as good as this stuff, I would absolutely like to listen to it.
I mean, this stuff is astonishing, but like, no, like, his other stuff is just as good. Like, seriously, come over sometime, we'll listen to it.
Nice. You still in for book club on Thursday?
If we've got this essay done, then yeah, sure.
Amazing. Meet up beforehand, listen to this guy's music, and then go talk about, what was it we were reading again? The Lies of Someone or Other. It'll come back to me.
Yeah, I can't remember.
It was the one about like the Venetian Shadowrunners, something set 3 trillion years ago. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'll think about it when I'm less tired.
I'll be honest, I haven't had much time to read it, so...
Yeah, you've got actual essays to do, though.
I should probably go back and do that. Catch you another time?
Okay, catch you soon, Ember. Take care. Best of luck.
Bye.
Bye.
Was that the weird girl that Luna runs with? The explosions and dogs one?
The mage?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've run with her.
I mean, do not call her a dog shaman. If there's one thing that pisses off a wolf, it's being called dog, but...
I don't know,
I know her from book club, and the first rule of book club is that you leave work at the front door. Like, we don't talk about our run teams, we don't talk about the runs we've been on, we talk about whatever book we were reading, and then we drink far too much tea or wine or whatever, and then we all stagger home at like 1 a.m.
That sounds remarkably civilized.
So, let's have a look at the front of the disc. Looks like there's something written there.
Carrion Sessions 48 JB, presumably Jet Black. For enlightenment, seek out absent friends.
That's probably a password hint.
There was also a reference to a recording studio called Clarion Records, and our friend Kerwin told us that his dad, Clarence K-Spit Lomas, used to work there, and we could maybe drop that name if we felt we had to.
The question I have is, do we not now have enough information to know that this is probably still got the data on it?
We can probably hand the job in at this point.
Do we have any, beyond just personal curiosity, do we have any reason to not hand this in at this point?
Do we know if there are any copies made?
You were asked to track down any copies.
Can we tell from this disc if it's been copied?
we can't copy it, can we?
No, you did to help decrypt it.
But only after we'd broken the... The reason we couldn't send it to Ember, we had to play it to her, like...
That was because we couldn't create we're not allowed to create copies. We're supposed to be stopping copies from ever coming into creation.
Yeah, so Toyga's going to have to ask Ember to delete the recording off his phone later because he can't work the comlink. Or maybe get Sunshine to do it.
Yeah, I can do that.
Sunshine might be a better bet.
It's deleting a file.
You might have a hard time persuading Ember to delete that.
It's so difficult though, because none of the little symbols are the same when you go from different files. Like, what even is that supposed to be? I don't know. Is it like a little drawing of a man with a hat, or for some reason this saves whatever I'm working on? I don't know.
Toyga,
Yes.
do you have the Gremlins quality?
No.
You do have the Gremlins quality now, though. Add it to your sheet.
So, reasons that we have for not just turning the emission in now.
We apparently have to work out if there have been any copies made. That's going to be difficult, but...
What that means we have to check the entirety of the matrix?
No. We have to do our due diligence on that, which probably just means asking Kerwin.
Well, then it's not difficult to find the Kerwin.
He's right here with us.
So, are you actually going back to the van to speak to him, or
Are we doing this?
are you in the van at the moment? Where are you at the moment?
Where are we? We're in
Lurzog's place.
Lurzog is thoroughly ignoring you and doing some soldering work on a drone that he's working on.
Right, well, I will... At this point, I think we've probably got everything we need to... Have we all the help that we need from Lurzog?
I think so. I think we've got everything apart from asking this question of Kerwin and chasing down any leads he gives us. I think that's all we need to do before we hand in. So, let's go back to the van and talk to our favourite person.
Yeah,
Someone, Huggy, give me a hand with, Tiger.
sure, will do. I don't think I really need a hand, to be honest.
Okay, on you go.
At this point, like, you were holding like Toyga's shoulders and you just drop him at that point.
I do not drop Tiger. As funny as it would be.
I pick up Toyga in I'm not sure what the carry have, slightly curled up in my arms with my arms held around him.
Aww.
So legs over one arm, arms over the other.
Toyga probably falls asleep.
I know it as a princess, Carrie.
Tiger is definitely the princess here.
He's definitely enough of a bloody diva.
To the van.
I can't actually purr, but I'm doing a very good approximation of purring.
Is Mr. Lomas in the van where we left?
He is. He's a little bit out of it. He might need to use a slap patch to get him round again.
What time of night is it at this point?
Let's call it 1:30 in the morning.
Quite late.
Yeah. So, shall we interrogate him now? Or shall we wait until he wakes up naturally? And we also get some sleep.
Way ahead of you.
That you are.
Are we gonna get more useful information out of him if he's disoriented?
You'll be less confused if we let him sleep it off, but that might work either way.
I'm not going to be the one doing the talking, so I shall let the ones that are doing the talking make the decision.
What do you think, Sunshine?
I think let's come back to this in the morning. I'm kind of burned right now.
Cool.
Right, I'm going to suggest that we take him back to my place, it's the closest. And I'll pull out mattresses for the rest of you.
You have that many spare mattresses? You sleep in a hammock, Huggy. How do you have spare mattresses?
You use them for lying down underneath vehicles when you're fixing them.
Ooh, there's one that's got little wheels on it as well. It rolls about.
Yeah?
We'll put Tiger on it and, bounce him around like a ping pong ball.
When I am less tired, I will come after you, Maverick. But in the meantime, I am sleepy. And Huggy's arms are comfy.
The thing with the decision was that you were all going back to Huggies to sleep it off.
Yep.
Alright, fast forward to the morning.
Regain a point of edge.
Yes. You've all kind of slowly woken up and shuffled around and made yourselves soy calf or tea or whichever hot beverage of the morning you prefer.
Whatever hot beverage the housing system is currently thinks it's time for.
I was going to ask, what language is that thing currently speaking, and where in the world? What's it trying to give you food-wise?
It is producing a passable matcha latte, and it is talking.
So you've gotten lucky today. It's actually making some sort of coffee-related thing.
Yeah,
What is it talking? Huggy.
Bosnian.
Fair enough.
How do you even know it's Bosnian?
My Linguasoft is good enough to know roughly what language it's putting out, especially when it's Eastern European.
Oh, you've got the one that recognizes the language and tells you to buy the plugin, haven't you?
Yeah, I do.
Also, if you go into the search engine and press this one that looks like a bar of soap in a cup, it will listen to what's going on for a little bit, and then tell you what language it's speaking with.
So, who's gonna wake the still sleeping Kerwin?
Yeah, did we ever work out how the hell he got hold of it?
You could ask him.
We have not worked that out yet.
Okay, so that's one of the things we'd like to ask is, how did you get hold of this, Ark of the Musical Covenant? What else do we want to ask him?
Where did you get it and how did you get it?
That's the important one.
Yep, where is Kerwin at the moment?
Where did you put him?
He is hopefully handcuffed with some of Sunshine's handcuffed to a convenient piece of furniture.
That, or I could have, made a quick cage or something. I think we've kept him in the van.
Is he just locked in the van?
Yeah, locked in the van, and he's zip-tied to one of the drone racks.
Why use a zip tie when we could use handcuffs?
Was this a conversation you guys had last night?
Okay. You know how you've got that rule about bleeding on the upholstery, or what's left of it,
What is
and not wetting yourself in the van? And I presume that extends to not drecking in the van.
it? Yeah.
Is there like a chemical toilet in there for Kerwin, or like
I put a bucket.
Dibs not emptying the bucket?
Okay, Huggy, you going in first and dealing with that.
I mean,
I have seen enough of the bodily fluids that come out of meta-humanity for one lifetime. You can empty the bucket.
I live in Fresh Kills. Do you really think shit is a problem? Like, you guys walk outside.
This is always a problem.
No, what I'm saying is you're dealing with it.
Yeah? I agree that I'm dealing with it.
Good, okay. As long as we're on the...
I don't see why you guys are so afraid of a bucket toilet. It's like you guys have never lived in a slum before.
I've never lived in a slum before.
Moving swiftly on.
Once Kerwin has been removed from the van, Huggy will clean out the inside of the van while you guys are interrogating Kerwin. But she will give him the dignity of a hose down before he is forced to confront you guys.
After a certain amount of yelping and spraying of water...
This is much more fun when it's happening to someone else.
So yeah, I climb into the back of the van, sit on one of the seats, start eating a sandwich. So, Kerwin.
He eyes you suspiciously. Yeah.
So, that disc. Where and how did you get it?
Can you roll a negotiation for me, please?
4 hits.
He sniffs and goes, the least you could do would be to give me a cup of soy calf. But,
We might give you one of those after you answer my questions.
If you answer them well, it might be someone other than me that hands it to you. Kerwin.
Oh, morning, Toiger.
Hi,
He-
sunshine.
backs up as far as he can, which is not very far. Keep him the frag away from me.
Well, answer my questions then.
Look, For what it's worth, my dad left it to me.
Your dad left it to you?
Yes.
Okay, how long ago did he leave it to you, exactly?
Only got the will a week or so back.
And your dad was...
My dad was K-Spot. The Clarence K-Spot Lomas.
I see.
Lawyer puts his hand up, like, hand in the air. I have a question. Kerwin, I have a question.
What?
Why did you say your dad's name as though that's supposed to mean fragging anything to us?
Like... You guys were after this disc. I would have thought you would have known who he was.
No, we're just here for a paycheck.
Shadowrunners are like fungi, Kerwin.
Answer our questions and you can go.
Look, my dad was one of... how do I put this? Look, he worked at Carrion Studios.
Uh-huh.
He was really good at spotting acts that were up and coming. But, like, he was really... My dad was, well... Okay, look. I didn't get on with him while he was alive, but... My dad was one of the good guys. It's, like, he was one of the producers. Like, he was really close to this old band, The Shadows. He was one of the people that helped them get their first break.
There's that name again.
Did you ever find out how he came into possession of this little disc, or was it just something that cropped up in the will, like an estate or a mad aunt?
Oh, my dad didn't leave me a lot. Like I say, we weren't exactly on talking terms very much.
I, sub-vocalized to Maverick. Mav, did we get the name of who hired us for this job?
Don't think you asked at the time.
I'm pretty sure we didn't ask.
Yeah, I don't think you guys asked.
Ah, that was a mistake.
I mean, you tend not to know who you're working for in this business, just...
Asking is rude. We work for Mr. Johnson.
I mean, one does not exactly... The entire reason that they have come to Shadowrunners is so that they don't have any questions asked. If we start asking questions, they start going, right, well, we're taking this off of your paycheck.
Kerwin kind of shrugs. Look, my dad didn't leave me a lot. He left me some clothes, a couple of chairs, a ratty guitar that, frankly, I don't think anyone could play. And then there was this key to a storage locker, and in a box with a bunch of other dreck, there was this old envelope, and on it said, "To K-Spot, enjoy these with my gratitude. Signed, JB."
Okay. Interesting. So, why is it that it was only, 2 days ago that our client send a team to recover this disc if it's been sat in a box for 30 years? That doesn't add up, does it, Kerwin?
Oh, look, I'm telling you the truth.
Are you?
Look, frag's sake, I can show you the email from the lawyer that, that tells you that my dad left the storage locker to me.
Well, let's see it then.
Well, you're gonna need to uncuff one of my hands. Otherwise, I cannot show you my comlink, can I?
Sunshine reaches up and unclips a little key from around her choker. And undoes one hand.
So Kerwin reaches into his back pocket and pulls out his comm. And he looks like he's flicking through it for a bit. And then eventually he throws up an ARO that everyone can see. And it's a very officious looking document from Epson & Son Lawyers. Dear Mr. Kerwin Lomas, sincerest sympathies on the loss of the late Clarence Lomas. Please find enclosed his last will and testament. And then there's a list of various items that were left to him. So there's 2 suitcases worth of clothes, an old sofa, a chair, 1 broken, question mark, guitar. 355 cyberdeck, non-functional. 1 key to a locker, storage locker located in Longwood. Please reply by the 1st of September 2072 to let us know that you've received this safely and that you'll be coming to collect the items. Please note, if the items have not been collected by the end of September, we reserve the right to sell them to cover our costs. Sincerely, Epson and Sons.
So that's where you got it.
Sunshine's looking through, just reading through this very carefully, going, wow, your old man left about as much to you as he did to me. Oh, my dad, sorry. Should make that clear. I'm not saying we're related.
I did say you didn't exactly get on.
I mean, it's a good analogy. I feel like I have gained equally from the death of your father as you have, Kerwin.
Frag you.
Aww. Like, at this point, like, Toygo leans forward and just like, boops him on the nose.
Look through the list. 1 Timex digital watch, broken. 1 unused prophylactic. 1 black suit jacket. 1 pair of black suit pants. 1 hat. 1 pair of sunglasses. $23.07. Who even uses UCAS dollars anymore?
Look, I couldn't get the damn thing to play anyway. I just thought he never did anything for me in life. At least this way I would get something out of him, and death.
And you thought the best way to make a quick buck on this was to sell it to some incredibly shady guys in the scrapyard?
I think that they were not necessarily there to purchase.
Yeah, the point at which you guys arrived, the mug in the armor was trying to punch me. I don't know how they found out about the fragging disc, but, like...
Probably much the same way we did.
Were you planning to sell it to them and they double-crossed you, or were you not expecting to meet them?
I wasn't expecting to meet anyone out in the junkyard.
What were you doing out in the junkyard, then?
Running. Duh.
From?
Them.
And how long had you known they were chasing you?
I had a heads up from Zipper that some unsavory types would be heading my way to relieve me of the disc. I panicked and ran, and then thought it was them, and then you guys seemed to have turned up. Fragging disc is more trouble than it's worth, I think.
Well, we're happy to take it off your hands.
Now, Kerwin, very important question. Our client has asked, have you made any copies of this disc?
No, but can't guarantee that it's the only one.
Are you very sure that you have not made any copies?
Positive I haven't. I told you I couldn't get the fragging thing to play. I'm going off what it says on the fragging cover.
A thought occurs.
Mm-hmm.
Kerwin, put your fingers in your ears and sing. I don't want you to overhear this.
Use your damn comlink, Tiger.
He glares at you and goes, I'm fragging handcuffed, you.
Toyger, you have a subvoc mic.
Fine. And then like he turns on like the subvoc mic thing. So, for enlightenment seek our absent friends is clearly extolling the person that was meant to receive this disc to look up people that they maybe lost contact with. My concern, or my worry that I've arrived at, is that this isn't the only copy of the disc sent out by the mysterious JB.
That's a wild goose chase that we are not being paid enough to follow.
Yeah, I'm with Mav on this one.
We were told to find any and all copies.
That's impossible.
We were told to find any copies of this disc, if this disc has been copied.
That's true.
We were also told that this disc was stolen. Oh shit.
If I may,
Go ahead.
my old man was a producer at Carrion Studios. Like, I cannot guarantee that this is the only copy.
Are we going to have to knock over a studio to finish this damn job? We're not getting paid enough for that.
Not doing that. That is not a thing that I'm going to be doing over a fragging unreleased, probably singles track from the fragging 2050s.
I think we've done our due diligence. We take this back to the Johnson and say, music studio may have copies want to pay us to knock over a music studio.
Yeah, I like Mav's thinking.
Okay, if you guys are going to go and knock over a music studio at the whims of some, I don't know, fragging corporate dandy, I'm out.
Really? Because it's probably not heavily defended and there might be good money in it. Only if there's good money.
We are definitely not getting paid enough for that, as is. We have already done a lot more than we are getting paid for.
You know what? There's a lot here that's not adding up.
Yes.
Yeah, we were lied to by the Johnson. That's how they operate.
Yeah, but we've been lied to in a big way. But my other question is, how did they even know Kerwin's dad had this?
I have a thought about this.
Go ahead.
Go on.
Side note, guys, we're trying to track this disc down and discovered that Kerwin was attempting to sell it.
Yeah.
He was advertising it for sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's probably how the other team found him too.
Yeah.
And that is also probably how the Johnson found out that this disc was being sold.
That this disc existed. Yeah.
And therefore...
The Johnson has made up a sub-story about it being stolen from them, which is irrelevant to us. We're being paid to do a job.
Yeah. There's a reason that you don't ask the Johnson questions, you find out answers.
I don't think the lie is material to us.
Are you really choosing now to suddenly develop a conscience about the dealings of the corporate world?
Chummer, I know how drecky the corporate world is. I don't know.
It doesn't add up.
Look, we are stealing this from a guy.
Right, okay, we are literally screwing the smallest guy in existence out of his one and only paycheck he'll ever get in his life.
Yes, which is why I was going to suggest that maybe we cut him in. But if you're saying that if they offer to pay us to roll the studio, that you're not going to accept the money to roll the studio, then I guess we only split that paycheck.
Fine, then you can cut me out from that point onwards. But that is just random fragging violence over a music single. I'm not doing that.
You've not been running the shadows long, have you?
Good of you to notice. You know, as much as Luna and I are not currently seeing eye to eye, a few things have rubbed off from her. This is one of them.
Shall we go back to the Johnson? Shall we let Mr. Lomas go at this point?
Do we have any further reason to be holding this guy? I don't think so.
Because it's funny?
Haha. Can we do a bit of digging and find out who are we actually working for right now? You know, the devil you know and all that.
Does it really matter? Because, we've done a lot for this paycheck that wasn't very large.
Okay, if I wanted to do a bit of digging to try and find out who we are working for, how would I do that, given that all I basically know is they're called Mr. Johnson and I've got a burner comm line for them?
Well, couple things. Remember that it was at Club Infinity.
Uh-huh.
You could go back to Club Infinity. Angel might know. The bar lady might know.
Is Angel the girl who's always getting high?
Yeah, Angel's the girl who's always getting high. Sarissa was the one who pointed you towards the back room and knew that you guys were there to meet the Johnson. So she might.
Okay.
How much are we getting paid for this again?
I remember it being not much. But I do also remember that we were given an amount of money that we could pay for this. Because we were expected to buy this, and we have not.
You were authorized to buy it if needs be.
Which it hasn't. But the Johnson doesn't need to know that. If Sunshine is feeling bleeding-hearted towards Mr. Loomis, it doesn't need to be our heart that bleeds. At least monetarily.
I quite like that, actually, as a solution.
A thought has occurred to me. How much are we getting paid for this again?
About 2,000 each. It's very little.
And it was a lot of legwork, but we didn't expend many resources doing that legwork, so...
A question that I have.
Go ahead, Tuggy.
Our client put out a request saying that his disc had been stolen, and
Yes.
that they would pay to get it back. When we turned up, somebody was trying to steal this disc.
Yeah.
How do we know that the other disc wasn't stolen? And because the people who came up to steal this disc probably weren't working for Art Johnson.
No, probably not.
Were they not just responding to the same for sale ad? Kerwin painted a giant target on his head.
Those guys were professionals.
Yeah, were.
They still are, most of them.
But what I'm thinking is possibly that they have also stolen the other disc. They are part of a group that has also stolen the other disc.
Sorry, what other disc?
If there are two discs, if in fact this is a copy...
We're not being paid enough to hunt down another runner team, or professionals.
Is there something bigger going on here? Has somebody stolen the other disc, and then come to steal this disc as well?
Huggy, have you been talking to Tin Hat again? Because this is getting rather...
conspiratorial.
I feel like the Illuminati are going to get involved shortly, followed by the Great Dragon Court and the Corporate Council.
Okay, you can ignore that if you want, but,
We were told that this disc had been stolen. It was the rightful property of Johnson's employer, and we were going to recover it. This disc wasn't stolen. It was sitting in a shed for God knows how long.
Yeah, we were lied to.
Yeah.
Johnsons do that.
Hang on. Wait. Kerwin, when did you post that for sale advert?
About 3 days ago.
When were we hired?
About 2 days ago.
Okay, no.
Timeline checks out.
Timeline checks out. Johnson lied to us.
Johnsons do lie.
Yeah.
This is music by...
someone amazing from quite a while ago.
Yes, this is like finding Aladir's bath mat or whatever. If you knew the unreleased music belonging to this person being sold by someone with a connection to that initial person, you would go to absurd lengths to get a hold of it and publish it.
Yeah, it'll be a big publishing house. They're going to try and pretend that they've found it in their archives, and then they can charge a premium for it.
Yep.
And all it cost them was a few thousand new yen.
Murdering poor Kerwin.
Well, we're not going to murder him, and the other team was probably not going to murder him to steal a disc off him.
Okay, we phone the Johnson. We say, "Yep, we've confirmed the disc hasn't been copied. We've found a seller. We found the seller. Now, if we think just saying, hey, it's Kerwin's the seller, or if asked no questions, just a seller, fine, no problem. If we need to legitimize it a bit more, I do have a pawnbroker contact.
I would say you wouldn't need to legitimize it. Remember, this guy is paying Shadowrunners to retrieve something.
Not at that end, if we want to legitimize it at Kerwin's end.
Ah,
Yeah,
right.
that's what I'm meaning.
But we can probably just get Kerwin to give us some bank details, and then it's his problem.
Yeah.
Whoever's bank details he wants to give us.
I would say you're authorized to give him up to 5k.
Okay, for a bit of believability, I'll say I managed to haggle it down to 4.8, just so it's not quite so obvious that we're just
Dissing them for every bit of credit we can.
yeah. So yeah, I explained this to Kerwin and go, look, kid, this is about the best we can do. Okay, you still get what you want. You get the money you wanted for your disc. All it's cost you is a few bruises.
And having to meet Tiger.
Ugh.
Okay, so half the money will be going on therapy, but
Only half. I'm getting better.
Yeah. Frag it, yeah. Okay, look, just let me go.
alright. Well, let's get you paid, and then we'll go get paid, and we can finally put this ridiculous fragging job behind us all. So I phone the burner number that we were provided.
He answers and goes, I take it you've found my property. Or my client's property.
Yes, something like that.
Excellent. And
As you gave us permission to do so, we have arranged it to be purchased back for 4,800 new yen.
Okay.
Untraceable. I will send over the bank details now. As soon as the client on our end has confirmed receipt of payment, we will take the disc and bring it to wherever you want us to take it. We have confirmed no copies of this disc were made.
A couple of seconds later, there's a ping from Kerwin's com. Just shows he's just been paid. Trust, we can meet at Club Infinity?
That would be agreeable. See you soon. Alright, Kerwin. Sorry for all of this. Shadow World, I'm afraid. And, yeah. Some corporate Dreckstain really wanted that disc. Although, in future, next time you come into, Heaven's Own Inheritance, maybe don't offer to sell it quite so publicly.
Yeah, find a fixer for that. They'll get you, what it's worth. Because you just got stiffed.
Tracking thing.
And beaten up for the trouble.
Can I go now?
We'll take you home on the way.
Do you have any immediate injuries, Kerwin? Anything that's really troubling you that we could maybe deal with as by way of an apology?
Non-psychological, unfortunately.
You are not doing any of that mojo near me again.
What mojo near you again?
The entire reason we keep you around?
You're fragging all-time injured.
Oh, so right, you can all jolly well sit there next time you have blisters and sore wrists and sucking chest wounds. I will just keep my mojo to myself, thank you.
I would like it noted that I did not at any point diss your mojo.
Exactly. Huggy.
Nor did I.
Nor did I. Other people are free to.
Yes, you did, Maverick. Kerwin, you've deliberately turned me against my friends, and for that I shall never forgive you. And then, Toyger just sort of stalks off to go talk to that toxic spirit that lives in Huggy's garage.
Get in the van, Toyger.
Fine. Puts down the top. It looks like he's miming doing, something dramatic, when in fact he's just putting down the toxic spirit that he picked up and was petting like a cat.
As you're preparing to leave, Maverick, your phone rings.
Who's calling me?
It's an unknown number.
Unknown number? Oh, this'll be fun. I pick up.
Good evening, says the voice on the other end. It's deep, male, and obviously processed. I've heard you have an item I'm interested in. I've also heard that you're already being paid to provide this item to someone else.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Before you do that, though, I'd like the opportunity to speak with you. I'm quite sure I can make you a significantly better offer for the item in question, if you'll just agree to hear me out.
And all it will cost us is our honour and reputation as reasonably honest Shadowrunners. Mav hangs up.
Thank you! Huggy, floor it. Get us to Club Infinity.
Max, this is going to be fun. If we have to shoot more people for 2,000 fucking new yen, I am going to fragging kill someone slowly.
If this pit tries to stiff us or betray us or turn on us, I am going to put his teeth one by one onto the abacus while he watches.
I used to make more per hour on my back than I've made on this job.
Sunshine, your comlink goes.
Is it an unknown number?
Yep.
I don't pick it up. No, I want this job over. I'm with Mav on this one.
Yeah, Huggy will try and get us to Club Infinity as quickly as possible.
So, when you get there, what are you all wearing?
Oh god, we needed to dress up to this place, didn't we?
Huggy will be wearing the suit that she got for the jazz bar.
Action use business suit then.
I'm once again wearing the world's worst pair of boots. Damn it, Tiger. Why did you pick these?
Because I thought it would be funny to make you wear them. There's little heart cutouts in the tongue. Adorable.
I mean, if they were about 10 sizes smaller, I would totally wear those.
I think the little snake heads on the toes really bring it together.
I hadn't noticed those.
Look at the little eyes, they follow you about.
They actually do, that's kind of creepy.
Aren't they great?
I'm glad I stuck with the suit.
So, Poiger's clothes are basically, he rolls up the sleeves of his jacket so you can see the lining and takes his belt of various magical thingamabobs and wraps it around the outside of the jacket, so like dressing up as a magician like he did last time.
Fair. The bouncers glance at you and go, "You on the list?"
We're here to meet Mr. Johnson.
Oh, yes. Sorry, we were expecting you. Yeah. If you head up to the back, I believe that you'll be wanting the blue room.
Thank you. Huggy will have her MP5 with her, but she probably isn't going to get that in.
No, you won't.
She has her fists on her then.
Yep. So you hear the thudding bass, and once again your eye line is completely filled with AR windows and AROs pointing out where the restrooms are and the emergency exits and what the latest deal is on looks like Soywiser is actually unusually for this place on offer today.
Latest deals on Soyvisors are latest deals on Nova Coke.
Yep. So you head up to the blue room. It's accessible via a wide catwalk surrounding the lower level. It's lined with several such doors, probably leading to other conference rooms. You pass a couple of clubbers having amorous moments in shadowy corners. You enter the code that you were given by Sarissa last time, and end up in an aptly named room. This room is completely decorated entirely in blue, except for the large oval table made of genuine wood, which is oak with a lovely walnut inlay, and sat at the other end. He's a troll of medium height. He's no longer young, but not quite middle-aged. He's handsome in a rugged sort of way, wearing a purple and chartreuse suit in the latest style that somehow manages to stay on the tasteful side.
I'd forgotten the long discussion we had about chartreuse.
Yep. And he gestures to you to take your seats.
Yeah, Huggy will sit down.
So I believe you have something for me?
We do. Do you have some money for us?
First of all, let me see it so I can actually tell it's the right thing.
Mav pulls it out of his coat and puts it on the table, but keeps a firm hand around it so we can see the writing.
Can you give me a perception check, people?
Is it visual?
Yes.
Huggy got 3 hits.
7 hits. Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
That's the most hits I've ever gotten on that. Hell above.
We rolled 9 dice there. I got 3 hits, like a normal mortal.
I should be able to tell what his star sign is from that, I think.
Huggy and Mav, you aren't entirely sure, but you think you see a hint of excited avarice across his eyes, but it's not. You find yourself second guessing. Toiger, on the other hand, I'm gonna say that with that many hit, you also looked briefly at his astral signature.
Oh, super.
And you can see just how excited he is to get this. He is, like, beyond desperate to get his hands on this. And that's definite avarice you can see in his eyes. You can see him adding the new yen up. If new yen could be seen on the astral, his aura would be made up of new yen signs right now.
Mav, can I see the disco-y second? Can I just borrow that a second?
Are you sure that's necessary, Tiger?
Well, it just occurred to me that, 2,000 new yen, it's not an enormous amount of money.
Tiger, we agreed a
Really?
deal. We're not doing this.
Yeah, but, I look across at the Johnson and go, yeah, but, you did also completely and utterly lie to us about how you got this information, because this wasn't stolen from you, was it?
And you didn't even have the basic decency to tell us a nice lie.
You did tell us a nice lie.
A well-made lie, I misspoke.
Guys, we signed on the dotted line.
I believe you made a deal, and he reaches into his inside pocket and pulls out a pile of certified cred sticks. Call it 10k worth. It's good job. Heard that a lot of people were after this. It looks like you've managed to beat them all out. I'm impressed.
In December, if you get visited by 3 spirits, don't come crying to us.
Oh, come now. The shadows. It's just biz. You can assure me there's no copies of this. No one else has this.
Our source made no copies.
You know what? I'm authorized to toss in a little bonus here. Just, let's say another 5k on top of all of this. To, reward you for your integrity, shall we say. But, yes, it wasn't stolen. But, hey, we made a deal. Just business.
Mav checks the credit sticks against his comlink and then hands over the disc.
The guy pockets it straight away.
You are everything wrong with the 6th world, Omei.
Really? Everything?
I look forward to not working with you again.
Everything? Have you seen the 6th? Jesus Christ, you are a child.
Could be worse. Could be a toxic shaman.
Huggy, don't lecture me on how drecky the 6th world is.
Children, discussions of morality later in private. Thank you for your time, Mr. Johnson.
And thank you for the money.
Let's go.
What little of it you gave us.
If you drop my name at the bar, you can order anything you like this evening. It's all on me.
That is a deal I will take you up on.
Oh yes, excitedly.
Now, my dearest friend, and Huggy turns and puts an arm around Sunshine. I'm going to explain to you what those lovely smooth ears of yours don't put you up to.
Sunshine?
Mm-hmm.
You know how you said you'd show me how to delete the recording I took of all that music off my comlink?
Oh!
What if you just didn't do that? Can you put this on the Matrix so everyone can see it? Can I send it to my book club group chat? Do you think?
I want it on record that I was against this.
We've already been paid.
And the Johnson can't do anything bad to us after they've paid us, like hunt us down with other Shadowrun teams and kill us.
A couple of days later, Mav.
Yep.
When you went to the gig...
Oh, shit. I left my gun at the gig.
When you checked it, you will have had to leave a SYN or a number or contact details of some description. What name did you leave with them?
Mr. Davies.
So you're... A couple of days, it's mid-afternoon-ish, and you get a phone call come through.
Is it from a known number?
It is from an unknown number.
Mav picks up.
Is this, Mr. Davies? What says? Ugh, why does that guy...
Who's calling?
It's, Jaeger?
How can I help you, Jaeger?
If I'm getting this correct, it was you and your pals that helped us get people out at the gig the other day. And I just wanted to say thanks, you did me a solid. Navo's record label have hired me as his full-time security. I thought I would do you a solid and let you know I've got your gun if you want it.
That would be very helpful.
Cool.
Shall I come back to the club? It's easy enough to get to.
Do you wanna? Yeah, I can meet you at the warehouse. That works.
I'll be there soon.
Cool. Alrighty, and thanks. If you ever need something, let me know.
Thank you for spending some time with us and listening to the Pride Against Prejudice podcast. We hope that you enjoyed the show and look forward to seeing you again in 2 weeks' time for our next episode. In the meantime... So, the team abducted that guy, Kerwin, fully kidnapped and imprisoned him. please feel free to give their kidnapping marks out of 10 and share any of your NPC kidnapping stories on our Discord. Intro is More Human Than Human by Cassey, and the background music is also by Cassey. Outro music is Neon Thrills by Luck Hash, and all sound effects are credited in the show notes. The Tops Company Inc. has granted permission to the Pride Against Prejudice podcast to use such names, logos, artwork, marks, and or any other proprietary material for promotional and informational purposes on its website, but does not endorse and is not affiliated with the Pride Against Prejudice podcast in any official capacity whatsoever. All other works mentioned in this podcast remain the property of their respective owners. The Pride Against Prejudice podcast is licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution 4.0 license, so if you want to use any part of the show, please give us the credit. See you next time, chummers.